Part 2 of painting my prosthetic eye, and if you remember from last time, I painted my sclera way too blue. There are no erasers when it comes to making eyes, so Christina had to buff the whole thing clean and I had to start all over again. Now my second go round was way better because I watered down the pigment a ton more so that it barely showed up, and I was able to compare it to a prosthetic that has a very good match of my sclera, and it looked pretty solid. Now one thing to keep in mind is that outside of painting the scleras blue, you do a wash afterwards of like an orangish reddish, which I'm not going to show you guys. Christina did that for me entirely to ensure that it looked pretty solid. So what we're going to move into now is painting my iris. Now again, I want it to look emerald goldish, so I'm laying down a green base. So I took a little bit of green pigment, mixed it with a little bit of the blue pigment, and then lay down a really solid coat of this so that I can go in later to put on my little sparkles. Now I did do most of the work here, but I couldn't get the iris to look super circular, so I did have to hand off the eye to Christina for her to ensure that it looked like a circle, because again, as much as I wanted to paint this whole thing by myself, I did want to wear it and have it look decent, so I had her help me along the way. Now on to what was my favorite part, laying the veins. Now growing up, I always thought that the veins on my prosthetic eyes were hand painted on. They're not. You actually place tiny pieces of yarn, like a single little strand, onto the eye by first laying a layer of the polymonomer and then kind of positioning it so it looks proper. The spread and density of the veins depends person to person, but this part I did all by myself, so I'm super proud of it. In part 3, I'm going to be adding every little piece of glitter and gold onto this eye and doing the grand reveal of the brand new prosthetic.